All right, with that, we are ready for Mega Man 2 with KLM1187 and KaiserKrister. Take it away.
Alright, thank you very much, briesbe, and hello everyone. I'm Mannix86. I'll be one of the commentators of this Mega Man race between KaiserKrister and KLM. I'll let my co-commentators.
Hello there everyone, I am Endy, or EndySWE. Yeah, I'm Mega Man 2 runner, just as Mannix is, and we're going to commentate this hopefully awesome race.
Very different than all the other installments on the Game Boy. But yeah, if you guys are ready, let's do a countdown. Endy, do you want to do the honors?
I mean, we can talk about the game during the actual run, so we'll get to that. But are you runners ready? Oh, I assume they are. Yeah, they look ready. They were born ready. Okay, guys, I'm gonna count it down in. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we're off to a starter. They're starting, they're doing Metal Man for the first stage. Many people probably recognize Metal Man from the NES version, which is the more well-known version of this game, I would say. But what is the most, what's to think about the Metal Man stage, Mannix?
Well, the first thing you'll notice is the music. It's got a little bit of a pitch that you might not be used to, so the music was made a little bit differently than the other ones. So you'll notice a very particular pitch. But it is including the slide, so the second game includes the slide, unlike the NES version. One thing about the slides, if you slide near an enemy, you can just slide right through it without taking any knockback damage, so they'll be using that a lot to continue breezing.
That is one of the that's one of the most, I mean, the mechanics in this game that's very unusual compared to the rest of the games in the series. Because usually in mostly of all, I think all the other games, you basically stop or take a knockback when you hit something. But here you can slide through as long as the time is correct. So what you can see here, you saw KaiserKrister playing a little bit more safe during the Crusher section early in the stage. So that's the reason he is, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 seconds behind here. That's not a bad choice in a marathon setting, because this stage is probably the most brutal one.
And here you'll see the Metal Man fight, and what our runners are going to do is trick Metal Man to get out of bounds, stuck into the wall, and that's part of the reason why we do this fight first, because it's fast, and everybody loves glitches, so... And also, the Metal Blade is just a really powerful weapon overall into this game. Both runners getting a great setup, and we still have a race.
That's awesome.
Nobody died in stage 1.
That's awesome. That's what we can hope for. Metal Man is the most dangerous stage, and if you mess up the glitch setup in the fight, it can be a bit dicey. So I'm glad they both made it through alive. But yeah, as you said, Metal Blade, I mean, most people are familiar with the NES version of this game, and the Metal Blades are OP. I mean, it's just stupidly good. And what if I tell you it's even better in this game? It's disgustingly good. It's the only weapon you need, more or less. You can see KLM here is just melting through those bunny things. One thing I want to point out though with the Metal Blades is you can only have 3 on the screen at a time. So the way you space them out is actually really important.
You'll see an important damage boost here from both runners, the dog boost. So they're going to try to only take 1 damage.
Yeah, Chrissy
took 2.
Yes. Let's see if we have a right... No, they're going the same route here. I was almost expecting a route diversion. You can opt to go the lower route here, which is basically water, so you need to call Rush Marine to get past. But both of them did the top route, which is about... Depending on the pattern you get on the spikes, it's like 2-3 seconds faster probably.
So as we get through the chickens here, we're heading to the Woodman boss. It's actually one of the hardest boss to do the quick kill for, so if you're familiar with the NES version, Woodman's going to have a little leaf shield around him. But in this game you can actually squeeze a Metal Blade in between the leaves if you shoot them just right.
Yeah, you could see
I think
KLM.
got one.
Exactly, got one. You can actually get 4 hits in a row like that. It's incredibly hard, but it's possible. But he did the very hard. the hard. I mean, they both did the safe setup, so to speak, and it's only marginally slower, and it was still a really good kills from both of them. So good job.
So I find this weapon get screen is one of the cutest ones in all of the Mega Man franchise. I love it.
It is pretty cute, though. I'll give you that. All right. So now they're going to go to Airman, and what is most important to Airman, I would say, except for the glitching out airheads, is here you can see the importance of sliding your chaining your slides together. Basically, you can save quite a bit of time in a run depending on how good you actually chain the slides. Both of them doing a good job not falling down there initially. They take intentional damage boosts to get through the, get hit so they don't fall down.
So we're seeing the first instance of the use of the wood shield, which is a pretty powerful weapon in this game, but it does use a lot of energy. Our runners will need two shots for the boss, so they'll hope that they get a small drop. I don't think KLM got it, or maybe
he did. I think he got 2 actually. He missed 1, but he got another one, so it's fine. And the KRISE is not getting a drop as it seems, which is unfortunate. It's gonna automatically make him a slower boss fight because there's no way to kill the boss equally fast. There's a backup strat though, so we'll see if he goes for it. I think he will.
So you'll see the first wind shot, or the wood shots will hit twice, and then you just need to be near Airman to launch the second hit.
Yeah.
Good job by KLM.
But KRISE only has
this one.
So he's probably gonna slide into Airman now. Yes, he does. Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh wow, he had 2 shots. Oh, he got. Oh no, he got the glitch where oh, okay. There's a glitch in this game. Well, this game is full of glitches, but there's actually a glitch where. If you activate your weapon at the same time you get hit, sometimes it doesn't consume ammo. So he actually had 2 ammo, but he didn't notice it himself. But that was good still. All right.
Here in the final first 4, we introduced Rush Jet here, Endy's favorite weapon of the game. And do you want to talk about the dog?
I don't know. Do I want to talk about it? I mean, Rush Jet is he behaves differently depending on what Mega Man game you use him in. And in this game in particular, it introduces Rush Jet and ladders. We haven't talked about the ladders, but in this game, ladders, man. I mean, usually in Mega Man games, you can kind of hold diagonal to grab ladders automatically, and you can also you can choose to jump high and grab ladders high as possible to save some time. But you can see here on KLM screen, there's only certain points you can grab ladders, and you have to hold up or down. There's no left, no right inputs. Then you just stand still, and you can't jump off ladders either. And don't even get me started about Rush yet. You can slide off him, and he's a bad dog, basically. Bad dog. It's bad. Both of them did a very good job getting through the stage though, without any issues at all. Well, I'm not gonna jinx it though. I guess KRISE has a screen left.
So KLM's in the Clash fight, which is probably one of the hardest fights in the game.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is this is the only boss with no primary weakness. We have to use the air shot, which only does 2 shots of damage, so you have just 1 spare shot. Good job by KLM.
Really?
KRISE not far behind.
Yeah, and the most dangerous part about this fight is you take some hits during the staging clash, and the problem here is that Clash his actual projectile only does 2 damage, but his body damage he does 4 body damage, so it's really dangerous. KRISE got it. Yeah. They both, and now it's a good time for some donations because there's a cutscene here.
Awesome! I have a bunch. At the Violet Hour donates $50 saying late night Game Boy runs are peak GDQ for me, and I couldn't be happier to have taken the week off to ruin my sleep schedule for SGDQ 2. It is for charity, so here's another donation. 4 a.m. hype? And then $50 from Justin Dark that says, woke up just in time for Mega Man Mega Man on Game Boy.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we go right into, like in, as in all the other Mega Man Game Boy games except 5, it's the way that the four first bosses were from the Mega Man 2 for NES, but then there's 4 more Robot Masters now, and they're actually from Mega Man 3 for NES. So it's a combination of both games basically. This stage shows off like damage slides pretty good, boosting through enemies at the correct time, and also how overpowered the metal blade is as usual. Other than that, it's mostly the quick kill on the boss is the trickiest part of this stage, I would say.
You're seeing KLM hop off and off of Rush here. This is intended so the ammo of Rush Jet is only used if you're actually standing on it. So tightly routed ammo for the rest of the game, which we should point out at this point, the runners will not get any refills except from drops after a stage.
That is correct. That's also a classic Mega Man thing. You get refills after the stages in the normal robot stages, but these 4 stages are considered like wily stages. So
this is one of my favorite quick kills, so you sort of have to follow Mac around and take some damage boost to stay behind him.
It's actually really tough because you need to time your metal blades and take the damage boost at the correct time. KLM did a good kill. It was not the fastest kill. Let's see if Krister can get it. You can hypothetically kill him in the bottom right corner when he goes back. So let's see what Krister does. Okay, he's opting for a slightly safer version, but still equally fast to KLM. Now, Hardman stage.
We're entering into hard.
Oh, sorry, yeah, but if you have any more donations, now is a good time because there's not much going on in this stage, I guess.
Absolutely. $100 from Hey Billy Mays here that says, Yo KLM, good luck on the run from the RGR crew. And $10 from Danny S. says, Mega Man 2 was the one Mega Man game I had for the Game Boy, and nearly 30 years later, that title screen song and Airman theme are still burned in my mind. Not a game I expected to see at GDQ, but still awesome.
Yeah, that's very correct. The title theme is most likely I would say it's the best theme in the game. It's also, spoiler alert, featured in the final stage, but we're not there yet.
You can do one more.
Cool. $50 from Peapot.1 that says, best of luck to KLM and Chrissy. Show Wily that even if he tries to stop Mega Man with the loudest possible soundtrack of all time, the Mega Helmet protects from more than just damage.
Yeah, the soundtrack.
I'm like, I heard that one.
The soundtrack is pretty loud, I'll give him that. Alright, so KLM has finished up Hardman. He's very weak to the magnet beam, and as long as you take hits from his projectile and not his actual body, you're gonna be fine. Chris even got a safety health drop there, which is always nice to have. So. And one thing to keep in mind, by the way, I just noticed when Chris was sliding there, in this game you have to commit to your slides. In many of the other Mega Man games, you can kind of cancel the slide by jumping out of it, but in this game, once you push that slide button, you are forced to continue. Okay, Top Man. This is where it starts to get funny, I would say, because now we got the Hard Man weapon. And what can we do with the Hard Man weapon, Mannix?
I thought you were going to say it's because we get to use Rush Marine again, but yeah, the hard weapon, what we'll do is try to shoot at the exact moment that we cross a transition of the screen, and we'll sort of throw you into a different screen, and then when we see it's going to make some funny stuff.
Yeah.
There's going to be some ones that are difficult to land, but there's going to be some ones like the one we're about to see on KLM screen where you can just use the ladder to position you at the right place.
Oh, wow,
so
nice.
as you can see, the graphics are already great job. Yeah, so as you can see, doesn't need to do anything in those screens, just zoom right by.
Okay, if you wonder why I was excited there, he got extra ammo drops, but it's not, to do all the fastest strats, you want extra ammo drops in this stage because you can use them to get some extra hard knuckle. But there are some sips that are dangerous that actually has a potential hard locks and soft locks chances. So I guess it's good that we didn't go for it. You can see Krister performing the sips as well. Very nice, very nice. That skips 2 screens basically. And they should both. I mean, they're both doing a very good job, I would say. This it's an awesome race so far.
Sure. Okay. And yeah, the hard knuckle is like Endy was saying. Now they have to really watch out. They can't use more than what they were given. So if they see a drop, they might even consider to pick up a small pickup.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Needleman stage is probably one of the hardest stages to optimize fully. There's a lot of glitches, and I'm sure we won't see all of them today because one of them can actually freeze the game. So I don't think we're going to be seeing that one.
No,
But
it's an up to you can actually perform. You will see all of the sips they're performing in a screen transition when they're going down, but it's actually possible to do when you're going up as well. But the setup is difficult, and you kind of get out of bounds, and it can mess up the game pretty hard. But this stage is also one of the harder ones of the wider stages, I would say. There's a similar section to Woodman when there's spikes coming from the ceiling, and the spikes do a lot of damage. So KLM's gonna wait out one there. So now in position.
this is the opposite.
The Elpis zip. Shout out to Elpis. But yeah, he got a really good cycle there. That was a really good cycle on the needles. And as you can see, he's positioned very wrong, but now when you got this screen, he's back in bounds, so to speak. So that's nice.
This is the Needleman fight. We're going to switch to top, which is weakness, which is kind of an annoying weakness for this boss because this boss is dangerous when you're close to him.
Yeah.
But they're essentially going to try to do 2 hits per jump. I think they only got 1.
Yeah. He also does a lot of damage. And I mean, if you do this stage like crazy mode, like if you're going for a super PB or world record attempt or whatever, you usually end up with a very low health on the Needleman stage, on the Needleman fight. It's very dangerous.
We have a very short cutscene here before the final stage, so briesbe, if you want to read just one quick donation.
Or, I mean, we can talk about Quint, that's also fine, because Quint, what were they thinking? You know, you want some glorious lore info? Quint, that fight that KLM just did, is actually Mega Man from the future. Brought back from the future by Dr. Wily to encounter Mega Man in the present. Did you know that?
I don't know about you, Endy, but I'm sure glad that the future wasn't Mega Man playing with pogos.
Yeah, that pogo stick. I mean, he has a pogo stick, but apparently, according to the lore, Quint is a cleaning robot. So I think we speculate that might be a broom held upside down with a feather mounted or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're up to the final stage with KLM going in. The best soundtrack in the game, I would say. Very high-pitched, but still very good. And he got the first sip. And the second. Amazing job from KLM. Let's see if... Oh
my god. Ooh.
He got
Somebody clip that.
That's like a 3 frame perfects in a row from KLM. And he even did the final dangerous... I actually ran this game at ESA Summer 18 and did the exact same thing and got a hard lock in that situation. But KLM did not get the hard lock, so it's fine. But either way, that was an amazing first part of the stage. He must be incredibly satisfied with that, considering how hard that is to do.
So we're already approaching the final area of the stage, but I did want to point out the background here with the melting clocks. Good taste in art from Wily.
Yeah, isn't that based on some artists like Salvador Alin something? I don't remember.
Dali.
Dali, yes. Elpis used to point out that. Shout out to Elpis. You can see Chris.
Alright, Endy, take us through Wily.
Okay. Well, the only thing to think about with Wily is you do not soft lock the game. There's 3 phases to this Wily fight here. You can actually soft lock the game if you kill either of the phases when Wily is on the far right of the screen. it can actually soft lock the game. I mean, you see, he goes back and forth for every phase, but if you kill him too far to the right, he doesn't come back after going right. And I don't want to talk about this because he's using the pogo stick, and that is so dumb. I mean, not the strat.
You can just call Impact Man's weapon.
And
Alright, time has come out for KLM. They are on the final phase of the Wily T-Rex. It's going to be on the HP drop, so it's going to be jumping here and trying to do 2 shots per jump.
yeah,
You can do these little wiggles to sort of set up a buffer. It's actually a really good strat if you can pull it off.
yeah. He's timing it well, and he's avoiding the shots, and that's time for KLM. That's a great run. What was the time? I'm impressed by that. And I'm also impressed by Chrissy because he's entering the final Wilder fight as well. Let's see here. Keep us together. Wilder does a lot of damage, so I was afraid there because Chrissy was standing really close, but he's fine. That's good. Oh, we also have an E-tank. That's good. That's great. So now we're gonna see some more pogo sticking and pogo jumping. I don't know.
It's the impact weapon.
Oh, Chris actually got some kind of, I wouldn't call it a glitch, but he actually regained movement faster than he should. Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's going to be difficult.
That's exactly what was dangerous. That's so unfortunate. I guess we commentator jinxed it when I said he was doing a great job. I mean, it's still a great job, but the thing that happened there that's very unfortunate is that usually, if you remember how KLM did it, he didn't regain control until Wiley had refilled the health for the second stage of the fight. But Chrissy timed his pogo slightly off, so he actually regained control while Wiley's health was being refilled. The problem with that was he was vulnerable while doing it, so he took extra hits during the pogo phase. So now he has to do the phase 2 here, the buster only.
And it's an extremely annoying phase. Those large shots have really annoying hitboxes. Yeah. Luckily, they went off screen most of the time.
It did, and you know the saying that never happened before. I mean, we speedrunners say that a lot. And I mean, okay, I wouldn't say that never happened before, but having that thing occur in the Wilder fight with the pogo, that's very rare. So. But it seems like Chris was prepared for it, because you don't expect to have to do all 3 wireless using
without an E-tank going ahead. Time for
Chrissy, really good. That was unfortunate at the end, but he came back and they finished strong. That's great.
GG to both our runners. Yeah, this is a really fun game to watch, and really easy to learn too. Probably one of the easiest Mega Man games to get into. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, Mega Man's too hard, I'll never be able to like try this one. It's really
yeah, I would agree. I would say it's the easiest Mega Man games of all the Mega Man games for NES and Game Boy, I would say.
I believe our runners want to say a few words here before we head off.
Yeah, let's let them in.
Thanks. Sun KLM, thanks everybody. I just want to thank, first of all, Mannix and Endy. Mannix has put a lot of work into this Game Boy game, Mega Man games. Endy is the world record holder of this game. Also has put in a ton of work and a huge inspiration to me, so I'm glad to have both of these guys here. I do want to thank my partner Chrissy too, because he's the one that actually asked if anybody wanted to submit this to GDQ. And I said yes, despite not having run this game for a couple of years and only really running it for like a month, and I honestly was surprised it got in. So if there's anybody out there who's like worried about submitting because I don't think it'll get in, just do it. You never know. I just want to thank also the classic Mega Man community. I love all those guys. Best community on Twitch and speedrunning by far. And then thanks to GDQ again for letting us do this.
You'd like to add, Chrissy?
Oh yeah, I do. Same as KLM, big thanks to the Mega community. I wouldn't have been playing this if it wouldn't have been for those guys. I also want to shout out Elpis for helping me getting ready for this race, so big shout out to him. And yeah, a big shout out to all my friends as well who supported me during this. Yeah, that is all.
And keep those donations coming, guys. This is amazing. Also, yeah, like I think it's just like the coolest thing that we can all just like hang out, play video games, talk about video games, and raise like, you know, world-changing money like for like a great cause. Like it's just it blows my mind every time. So yeah, keep them coming.
All right, thank you so much for that awesome race. Finishing up some donations here for the Mega Man run. Jesse Lockhart donates $25 and says, "Gotta donate during the Mega Man 2 run. Loved the Game Boy Mega Mans as a kid. Getting the Blue Bomber action on the go, or for as long as those 4 batteries lasted, or if the lighting made it so I couldn't see the screen. Ah, good times. Good luck to the runners and keep up the great work, GDQ staff." And $25 from Gamester522 says, "Wanted to donate during the first Mega Man game I played when I was 6 years old. It's because of Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy that I experienced and fell in love with the series. It holds a very special place in my heart. Quint is the best." Thank you for your donation. I also have a ton of $50 donations, all mentioning that Samus hat. 01 donates $50 for the Samus helmet. Just says Samus helm, Samus helm, Samus helm many times over. Thank you for your donation. If you haven't seen it, gamesdonequick.com, click on that prizes tab. It is a wearable Samus helmet. Incredible. So cool. You want it. Trust me. All right, we are going to head over to an interview with JHobz and Sunnymuffin.
Welcome back, Summer Games Done Quick 2021 online. My name is JHobz, and I am joined by Sunnymuffin, who is going to be running Evergate coming up right after this interview. Sunnymuffin, thank you for joining me. And how you feeling leading up to the run?
Feeling good. I think I'm in good form, and I'm pretty excited to be doing another run for GDQ.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because I'll pull back the curtain a little bit. We're recording this particular interview a little bit in advance. So, do you think the nerves are going to hit you more as you get closer, or are you just feeling real confident and solid about your gameplay?
Feeling pretty confident and solid about it. I have a really good commentator with me, and I think that's going to help a lot with the nerves. Just being able to rely on somebody to talk when I'm playing, that just helps a ton for these runs.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you are somebody who has not only run Evergate, like you've run actually a bunch of different games. I, in particular, know you from running Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer, and known you for a little while now. But one of the games that you're probably most known for is Octopath Traveler. That's kind of what you've put a ton of time into, which is a game that is completely different in just about every way from Evergate. Tell me a little bit about the journey that took you from running an RPG like Octopath to running a platformer like Evergate.
Well, Octopath on its own is just an absolutely fantastic game with an amazing community behind it. But as time has gone on, that run has just gotten more and more degenerate. We rely so much on RNG that I need to take a break from it. So
Gotcha.
Being able to run a game like Evergate, that's a 2D puzzle platformer that has no RNG whatsoever, is just completely refreshing. And it's like, oh, I'm so mad at this game. So now I go over to something that everything is in my control. And I think that is just really refreshing.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, Evergate is a game, I think it has some pretty unique mechanics to it. And it really lends itself towards speedrun skips because of those mechanics, in my opinion. What are some of your favorite aspects about running it? I mean, you already mentioned no RNG, pretty big one, but what about the movement and the mechanics?
I think that just the skill ceiling is very, very high in Evergate. Your ability to do things on the fly it's rewarded. Just like from a casual perspective to a speedrun perspective, the run looks completely different. So the casual, you are able to use the game's slowdown mechanic to take your time and line things up, whereas in a speedrun, it's just bang, 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 bang. And the faster you're able to do the inputs and the faster you're able to react to what you're given is really what makes the run.
Yeah, I totally agree, just from being a viewer of it and dabbling in the most slightest sense of playing a demo back at PAX East 2020. So totally understand you there. So for anybody who's not familiar with Evergate, has not really heard about this cool indie title, what are what are kind of a moment in the run or some aspects about the run that people should tune in for?
So the big thing for the run is there's a couple of spots where it just looks very different than a casual playthrough, because there's in particular, there's two levels. There's corner clip jumps where you have to basically clip into a corner to reset your jump to do a level in a completely unintended way. The developers and their level design is fantastic, and a lot of times they like put the end gate just outside of your reach, and it teases you as a speedrunner, because you're like, oh, how do I get to that as quickly as possible? So being able to do these large skips on levels that are completely unintended, I think really just makes the run for me. And just the being able to skip large parts of levels as a speedrunner just really appeals to me.
Yeah, I call that the like Insomniac Games design mentality, which, because the Ratchet and Clank community gives me crap for it all the time. But I always like to talk about how they design their levels with the exits right near the entrances. I agree. I think it's a really cool, like, tantalizing thing for speedrunners. Now, you mentioned the developers a little bit there. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Evergate like speedrunning community has a pretty good relationship with the devs. Is that something you could talk to a little bit?
Oh, yeah. So our speedrunning Discord is actually held within the general Evergate Discord. And the developers are just constantly there, willing to help out. Like if we encounter like a weird bug, if we have something come up, they are always there just having that conversation, that dialogue. There's been a couple of times that it's like, they thought about patching something and they didn't because the speedrunning community. But they did add some more like accessibility tools as patches came on, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And they've just been amazing. It's really hard to describe how good they are with their communication with the various runners of the game and the casual gamers as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I want to also just highlight real quick, because Evergate, I think, got a fair amount of popularity with speedrunners, because it's there's some of these indie games that like you just get quickly a dozen speedrunners to all gravitate around right away and everything. But you're actually currently holding, if I'm not mistaken, second place in any percent and first place in 100%. So very accomplished on your end, Sunnymuffin. I want to give you congrats on that. Which of the categories do you personally find a little more enjoyable than the other, or do you like them both for different reasons? How do you feel about those two?
I think that any percent is more fun right now because of the competition. The times are just way more competitive than the 100% category, whereas 100% I think has some more routing challenges because you do have to do more in there and you're trying to cram it into just a tiny bit of time. So I think that when you're looking at the run as a whole, I think 100% is a little bit more interesting, but any percent just has that competitive element.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you again for your time, Sunnymuffin, for talking with me here. And I want to make sure to tell anybody out there, if you're watching this from bed, I know it's a little bit late night and everything right now, how can you not want to tune in for the chill voice that we've just been hearing here from Sunny the entire time? Like you've got perfect late night energy, my friend. Like I think that's a really good thing to have in a commentator's voice. So just want to applaud you on that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So everybody be sure to stay tuned, because Sunnymuffin is going to be running Evergate coming up just after this. I'm going to send it back to the host. Thanks all for watching Summer Games Done Quick 2021 online.